award-winning food entrepreneur.
I know a lot of you wondering what to do with your moon pies. Well, I've got some wine suggestions for you. Lemon moon pies, Sauvignon Blanc, Chenin Blanc, or Pinot Grigio.
Stuart Reb Donald, acclaimed food and travel writer and world-class chef.
I was the chef de casserole. I made the casseroles in the frozen food department.
For more than a decade, they've combined their expertise to answer your questions and introduce you to the culinary movers and shakers you want or ought to know. 4-time Taste Award finalists, 13-time Nappy Award losers. They are the dynamic duo of dining.
Drop, people screaming for more.
Mike and Stu on FM Talk 1065.
Crank that wine, Spolioli, folks. Good morning. Welcome to the Sip and Chew Show this fine August 3rd Sunday morning in August. Only a few more weeks till football season gets here.
Yep.
And I was watching the football game the other night that was on the Hall of Fame Bowl. And last time I was there, they were just building that stadium, adding on to it there up in Ohio. And if you ever get up that way, folks, I recommend to go, and you could spend about easily
12 minutes.
3 to 4 hours in there walking around. Same thing with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. You could just spend hours walking around.
I would spend most of my time at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame trying to talk to the people that run it and go, only rock artists belong in here. You are ruining this Hall of Fame.
Wow.
And I'm not saying that people from other genres like R&B and hip hop don't deserve an honor.
Mm-hmm.
They deserve to be in the R&B Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And the hip hop Hall of Fame. There's clearly enough fans of it to justify it.
Right.
Rock and roll.
That's it.
It's a genre.
Well, even Dolly Parton said that too. She said, I don't deserve to be in here. I'm not rock and roll.
Yeah.
But she had crossovers. She did crossovers.
And there are lots of rock artists out there who deserve to be in that aren't.
There's that, and there's some out there that don't want to be in it because they've been
Snubbed so much.
so much.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Nappy Awards. Kind of like the Nappy
Yeah. There's clearly some bias going on in this town.
So, anyway.
Well, I'll tell you, just looking at the Nappy voting every year on various categories, it's clear that people are not making any attempt whatsoever to try the places that are nominated or anything like that. It's like, oh, this is who I vote for every year. Folks, that's how we got this ridiculous government we have.
Yeah.
You just keep voting for the same people each time.
Well, I remember, too, there was another magazine used to have the best stuff. And for almost a decade, they went, they did a best of issue every year.
Yeah.
And they kept nominating some places that were no longer in business.
Yeah.
It's like they never really went out there and looked to see if these places were still around. Let's just reprint the same thing we printed last year.
Yep.
And one restaurant like Justine's had been closed for 3 or 4 years, and it was still getting voted best restaurant. Anyway.
That's why whenever I see this best burger in Alabama or best diner in the South, I pay no attention to it because I know the people that wrote the article have never been to any place on their list. They go to TripAdvisor or Yelp, and whoever has the highest rating, that's who they pick. And all of their descriptions are from the comment section. They're not doing any work. The lists are meaningless.
People ask me.
If you haven't set your butt down in there, don't make a list.
People used to ask me all the time,
Mm-hmm.
What's the best wine?
Yeah.
What's the best wine in the world? What's the best wine? I said, what wine do you drink? What do you like?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll tell me, and I said, that's the best wine.
Yeah. Whatever you like.
That's it. So anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, especially TripAdvisor, their Eater, all of these, their lists are complete garbage.
Well,
no one that writes for them has ever been into any of the restaurants.
Yelp is too. Yeah. Yelp is. Let me tell you what. One time, got a review on the Brick Pit, and they talked about how dry and nasty the brisket was. Well, guess what? The Brick here in Mobile didn't sell brisket.
Yeah.
Didn't have brisket. And then they said the manager was over on this laptop in the corner, not paying any attention to business. I wasn't there that night.
Yeah.
The night they're talking about was not there.
Yeah.
I was off that night.
It was probably another brick pit somewhere else in the
There
country.
is. There's a couple of in
Yeah.
the country.
Social media is not the place for you to make your negative comments about a business. To the manager is the place to do it. I disregard all negative comments that I see on Facebook,
Yes.
like that. And if I reply with anything, it will be, don't tell us, talk to the manager.
I always
don't
tell people.
because I don't believe anything. If you put this, oh, we went there and they were so rude, you're lying. That's my natural assumption.
Mhm.
You are lying through your teeth. You didn't get what you wanted. So now you're trying to hurt them on social media. And folks, you can be sued for that crap.
Yeah,
It's happening more and more.
It's called libel.
Yep.
that's it is.
It is an offense.
Always ask to speak to the manager in charge,
Yeah.
whoever's on the floor managing that night, that day. Always ask. If not, then
You're
your
lying.
comments carry no weight.
Yeah, exactly. Did
And,
you mention to the manager? No, then you're lying. That's my natural assumption. We didn't tip service because service was so bad. Well, did you tell the manager? No, you're lying. Their service was just fine. You're cheap.
I'm gonna tell you,
That is my
managers-
natural assumption every time. And you know what? The times that I'm wrong, I couldn't count on one finger.
And I'm gonna tell you what, believe it or not, a good manager appreciates
Yeah,
a comment. He
give me a
wants to
chance
know.
to fix our
He or she
mistakes.
wants
Let
to
me
know.
know if there's an issue.
And especially if the owners, they want to know, because they'll say, when they go out of business or close down, they go, well, why didn't you tell me that then?
Yep.
And I didn't know, and I had this situation twice, being in the wine business. A friend of mine, we become friends. You meet them, you do business with them, they become friends. And then one day they closed the doors and they said, Mike, we thought we did everything right, and I don't know what happened. And I said, well, there was this issue I had here one time. And he said, why didn't you tell me? You're my friend. Why did you not tell me?
Yep.
And
And restaurateurs, you should be complaining when your stuff comes in off the truck and it's not right.
Mhm.
You should be letting them know. Because I have been at restaurants that didn't complain, and you know what the food distributors did? Any product they had was bad, they would say, send it to them. They don't ever complain. I was at this place down on the island, the potatoes came in, and half the potatoes were rotten.
Mhm.
In every case, every time they came in, I went to the manager and I said, let me know next time your food rep's coming in. I'll have a talk with him. And I came in and I had 3 boxes of rotten potatoes. And I said, just go back and give him a credit for 1 box of potatoes for every 2 he's ordered, because they've all been like this since I've been here. And the rep was like, I had no idea. And I said, it looks like they're dumping all the bad potatoes on us because we don't complain.
Mhm.
So the manager here had no idea that he could tell y'all, hey, these potatoes were rotten, and you'd give him a credit for them. He had no clue he could do that.
Yeah.
He just assumed you got whatever came in the box. Nope. No. Complain about it. If it's a one-off, yeah, it's no big deal. But if you see it consistently, let them know.
Mhm.
That's why they're there.
Yeah.
Now, I know sales reps don't come into the restaurants anymore like they should. They just give you a website to order everything. And part of the reason they do that is because they don't want to, because the big bosses don't want to hear your complaints. They don't care. The big bosses don't care if you're happy with your product. They just care whether or not your check goes through. That's all they care about. But your sales reps, your guys in the middle, they care. Let them know. They'll take care of it.
I mean, I've been in sales all my life, so yeah, I want to know. I want to know if there's an issue, but some things you don't know if they're bad, because by the time they come from the farmer in those cases, or a paper company out of China, we don't open those boxes to see that every
Right.
bag's got glue on it,
Yeah.
it's glued properly or whatever. And then we don't know until it gets to the customer that there's a problem, but you handle it, you take care of it,
Right.
and you fix it. That's how you do it.
Yeah. And the time to make your social media post is after you've done that and you still get a stone wall. And a stone wall doesn't mean that they disagree with you. If they can tell you, listen, this is our policy, what you're complaining about, is not something that we do. You don't have anything to complain about.
251-343-0106 is the call and text line. If you got an issue, hey, let's hear yours. We're gonna be talking
Mike would
about
love to
issues
hear
today.
it.
Because I've got another issue I'm gonna talk about when I come back.
I'm in trouble.
Imagine working for a local and
Lord,
collaborative company.
Harold.
FM Talk 1065 is hiring a motivated
Everything
sales
that comes
associate
up
to join our passionate team.
sports,
Email your resume to
hamburger signs are
info@fmtalk1065.com.
always
Saber
fried,
Broadcast
ground beef
LLC
and
is an equal
short meat
opportunity employer.
on
If
it
you
with
have
cheaper
unfiled
products.
taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did
Excuse
you
me,
know
all
the
you gotta do is
IRS
say,
has
hey,
programs
I'm paying for
specifically
80-20
designed to
ground
help
chuck.
people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax
He's also
assistance
got
programs
commercial
that can
break
save
too.
you thousands if you qualify.
Well,
No
it's-
one
I
knows
just
these
like, man,
programs
just
better
say
than the
something.
experts
Like
at
Gambino
Optima Tax
raised
Relief,
action.
America's most trusted
It's
tax
cool.
resolution firm.
I know he'd like to
Rated
get
by
that
the Better
Palm-
Business Bureau.
Palm
Their award-winning team of
bread.
tax attorneys and licensed professionals have
I was
resolved over
talking
$1 billion
to,
of tax debt
the
for their
lady used to
clients.
be the
One call to
wine
Optima
buyer
can
for
start
Rouse's,
the
Sally.
process, helping to end
She
your
said
worries
that,
about wage garnishment, asset
forgot who
seizure, and
she's
other
with, but she's
IRS
with,
actions. Make
she
sure
runs
you're
the
getting
wine
the best
department
options
for
to solve
a,
your tax problems. Call the
another grocery
experts at
store chain
Optima
over
today
down
for a
here.
free
She
confidential
told me yesterday,
consultation.
she
Call
said,
800-517-9383. That's
pick up that bread for their store.
800-517-9383.
They don't deliver.
800-517-9383.
But that bread over there, on the day that's good.
Well, I think Roy's frustration is there's not a sales rep that comes in. He sat down last week with one of the sales reps. Made him come in. So he's probably addressing that. They make it so hard to come.
Calling
Well,
your
my
addiction
owner
team.
bet
You're taking
also
the
had
first
lunch
steps to
for Roy last
recovery.
week.
Don't
For
fight
us.
addiction alone. Their advisors
And
are
Roy,
ready to
told
take your
Alan
call.
told me,
Your
he
future
said,
is
Roy
still
gave
a
good
bright
advice about
place. The help you
going out
need could be
and
one call away.
visiting all your customers and having
800-410-4036.
lunch
That's
with all your
800-410-4036.
And I
This
told-
call is
I told them,
completely confidential. And if you have private
You never
insurance,
really
there
knew my
could be little to
customers,
no
so
cost to
I
you,
got
even if
a
you've
lot of
already
customers.
been to treatment.
And
Give
you
us a
keep
call.
going
There is no
places,
need to let
same
addiction
places
ruin
all
your
the time.
life. Take the
I
first
said,
step now.
I
Call
got
your addiction
good
team at
customers over all the time. You never darken the door.
800-410-4036. That's
To say, hey, I'm Alan, I'm gonna take
800-410-4036.
care.
Make the free call now. 800-410-4036. Our addiction team is a third-party advertiser for various treatment
Older,
centers and placement
please, older
networks.
people that
Individual
are
results will vary.
Yeah.
Visit
I don't have anybody leave the
addictionteam.com/terms for more
His kids
information.
all got college
I'm
degrees.
Dolly
all
Parton.
in
Experts
their
all
careers.
agree that by reading with your child every day
Don't you give it to you?
spark their
Turn around
imagination
and sell
and
it.
inspire their early education.
Dolly's
Back to
Imagination
the-
Library
It
is
is. You're
dedicated
like,
to
how do I
inspiring
get China on
love
the
of
phone?
reading by gifting
I
books
want a
free of
paper
charge
company in
for
Mobile,
Alabama
Alabama.
children from birth through age 5. All you need to do is register your child on the website, and you'll start receiving books through the mail. Go to
Number one. I
imaginationlibrary.com.
need a hottie for my buddies too.
imaginationlibrary.com. Sponsored by the Alabama Department of Early Childhood Education, the
Prefer-
ABA, in this station.
Preferably no mustache.
Advertising. It's how you encourage people to buy your products, services, or ideas. Imagine being handed a microphone to speak in front of a stadium
That
of 30,000
you know what I was talking
people.
about
What you
on
say
there.
about your business. FM
Not-
Talk
not having a
106.5
sales
can
rep
be
that you
in
talk
front
to
of an audience.
weekly.
This is Celeste Holmes.
It's just
Together,
done because
we
they
can
don't
create
care.
an effective advertising campaign.
Cisco doesn't
Our
care what
listeners
you
are
complain
eager
about.
for
Cisco
information,
doesn't
trust our
care
station,
what you
and prefer
complain
to
about.
patronize local businesses like
They
yours.
want you to
Call
buy it, send them a check, shut up.
7249. And let's talk
Just
about
like I
how
said, when I
FM Talk
worked for
106.5
Their
can help increase
eventual
your
goal
business.
was
Get the
people
latest
just
news out of
mailed them
Auburn,
money.
Alabama,
They
and
didn't want
USA
to give you
Sports News.
anything in return for it. You want to stop by, hand them $20 and get out.
The Sports Report with Dalton Orwig, Mobile Mornings on FM Talk 106.5. Mike Bailey, Stuart Reb Donald, devoted to the complete gastronomic experience.
I want a big butter and egg man.
Mike and Stu on FM Talk 106.5.
Well,
Anyway,
hey, we need to say something real quick.
what's that?
This weekend was the Great American Seafood Cook-Off.
Okay.
Competitors now, I believe, from all 50 states. It used to just be limited to states with a coast.
Mhm.
And then states like Michigan and Illinois wanted to argue that they had a coast with the Great Lakes, which you don't. That's not a coast. But I think now it's open to all 50 states. And it must be because the winner last night was a chef from Tennessee
Oh,
who has roots here in Mobile. You may have heard the name Wesley Troop.
I have.
Yeah, won the Great American Seafood Cook-Off. His mom posted on Facebook, which is what I tried to share with you folks. if you're going to share something on Facebook, make your entire profile viewable to everyone. Or here's the thought, don't be on Facebook.
There you
The whole point of all of this is to share stuff with everyone. If someone's a jerk, you block them individually.
Yeah.
But so many people wanted to see the video, but they had the private account. And so Mike didn't actually get to see Wes True get.
I'll find it though.
Yeah, it'll be
I'll
out
find
there
it.
somewhere.
Oh yeah.
But you could be friends with Wes's mom.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Sweet lady, sweet lady, proud of both her sons. But I know she's really proud.
I've
of
only
them.
met his dad. I don't think I've ever met his
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah.
Wesley and I did something together a long time ago for American Cancer Society.
Yeah.
And I did the wine, he did the food.
I remember I think it was the Oyster Festival down in Gulf Shores.
Mm-hmm.
And I was standing there talking to Wes and Panini Pete and Viet Tran, who had just beaten Bobby Flay on Iron Chef, and Ippy Iona, who had been on Food Network Star. We're all just sitting there talking. And when we got done, I looked at my sous chef and I said, "You have got to get better at doing your job." And he went, "What?" I said, "When I'm standing there talking to a Top Chef contestant and a guy who beat Bobby Flay on Iron Chef, you are to pull out your phone and get pictures. I'm busy in the conversation." I said, "But that would have been a great moment for us to post with all of these chefs from these different walks sitting there just having a chat session." He went, "Oh, I was looking at the girls. Oh, never mind. You had the right priority."
Association's half the battle.
That's it. But that's a good group. That's a good crew to be chatting with.
Yeah. Ippy and I had bonded because we were both the big guys. And he was, at the time, he was the youngest contestant in Food Network Star history at 19, I believe. Has a beautiful family back in Hawaii now. 3 or 4 really good barbecue restaurants is one of them, but 3 or 4 different restaurants. One of them's a barbecue. So if you and I ever make it to the big Hawaiian Islands, man, I got a hook up there for some Hawaiian barbecue.
Okay.
Ippy's
And maybe
a good
Chase could tell us a few too.
Oh, I'm sure he could. I'm sure he could.
Liver?
And Chase was, we were talking about the tsunami this week that affected Hawaii. He said that his uncle or someone got in the boat and went out. And I said, well, that makes sense because the tsunamis, boats don't feel them. In case you don't know, a tsunami is not a wave that travels where you can see it. It's traveling on the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
And the only thing that makes it come up visible is you run out of ocean. The land is what pushes it up.
Yeah.
So a mile offshore, there's no wave. No matter how big the tsunami wave is going to be, you can't see it a mile offshore.
It just starts coming in.
Yeah. And
Filling
he said
filling low areas.
the reason they took the boat out was because last time they had it in a dock and it got beat up.
Yeah.
So they just went fishing. And I went, well, there's how you handle it right there.
Yeah.
And, dodged a bullet, I think, for the most part with that. There is evidence in Alaska, especially, of some tsunamis not long before Europeans got here. That may, Alaska may have been hit by a wall of water 1.5 miles high from earthquakes in Japan and Russia. When you have the earthquake underwater, what happens is we've seen, like in the movie Superman, when the fault split open and Lois Lane's car fell into it. Well, that's happening at the bottom too. Or you may have a cliff underneath that the earthquake shakes off and it displaces all of the water at the very bottom of the ocean. Well, there's so much pressure that it can't go anywhere. So it just starts moving in one direction at the bottom. So like I say, boats never even notice that it's going under.
Yeah.
And Mike, they've clocked some of these tsunami waves traveling at faster than the speed of sound underwater. That's why there's an earthquake in Russia and people in San Diego are immediately told head for high ground. It may get here in minutes.
Yeah.
It may be hours. We don't know, but we're doing good just being able to tell you, hey, there's one coming. Because we have detectors all across the bottom of the Pacific Ocean just to detect that kind of stuff.
What if it creates any jubilees?
I think it would be the opposite of a jubilee. You bring all the fish in and then the water goes away.
Take away.
It's not the fish voluntarily going, let's go have a beer.
Be some bigger fish though.
Possibly. Maybe some you don't want in your yard.
Yeah, where's that?
Hey, Daddy, a great white just ate the Pekingese.
Hey, going back to what we were talking about before we went on break, we don't like to complain about things, but I do get a little aggravated on social media, like we were talking about, people getting on there and, tell them what a horrible experience they had, on the show. I mean, not on the show, but
In a store.
at the restaurant.
Or any retail.
But sometimes it is the restaurant's fault.
Right.
And I went to a restaurant that's currently struggling over in Baldwin County right now. I'm not going to name.
Yeah. We should do that.
I walked
in.
Sat at the bar. The two servers and a chef or cook was at the other end of the bar, and they never acknowledged I was there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got up and I walked to the hostess stand and got a menu, and I sit down. Never asked, what would you like to drink? Yeah. I started reading the menu and I said, oh, y'all got, I forgot what it was. Oh, y'all got this. And the cook looks at me. He says, oh, no, y'all got the old menus out. No, we don't have that on the menu anymore. And he came over and he took the menu out of my hand,
mm-hmm.
and then walked over to them, and no one ever brought me another menu. I'm still sitting there, no water, no nothing to drink, no acknowledgement at all, other than they don't have that, carry that item. So I got up and left.
Mm-hmm.
A month later, I said, okay, I'm going to try this again. And I went back in there. Never got recognized. I'm sitting at the bar,
mm-hmm.
and there's people there, employees down there at the end talking. A lot of things, and then this particular bar goes on, the restaurant goes on social media and says, we're struggling here, we're a new business, we're struggling here. We could use some love and help in the community.
Yeah.
And I've seen a couple other restaurants do that of late,
in
the last couple of months. But I wanted to say something to the person who owns this place, but then there's this again, that person's never there at that restaurant.
And that's why they're struggling.
Yeah.
You can't run a business from remote control, especially a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Buddy and I were talking. I said, you show me a CEO of a company and they don't have the ability to go into one of their retail outlets and work a shift, they don't need to be in charge of the company. They don't know what they're doing, period. Yeah. Being a CEO means you should be able to do every job.
Oh,
they're too busy.
That was,
Yeah.
They were at a Coldplay concert.
Exactly. I have never had respect for a business owner that does not work in their business. If you're running it from remote control, why do you write the checks and leave us alone? Because clearly you don't know what you're doing. If you are incapable of running a shift at any position in a business that you own, you have no business owning it. Because you're never going to be able to know whether the people that work for you are doing a good job or a bad job.
But I just think these places need to
work.
Look inside and look at themselves and look at their business. What are they doing wrong?
Well, one thing they're doing wrong is they're not calling 251-243.
343.
343. I was giving my own phone number. I will give you a consultation.
Haven't heard this one in a while.
Because you don't hear any of them. And then alphabetical rotation. There's like
Celebrate the
100.
great outdoors every Saturday morning at
Yep.
7 with FM Talk.
I will tell you how to run your
Outdoors,
damn
brought
business.
to you in part by Blue Water
Sit back.
Yachts.
You don't like my opinion?
Beach, make your dreams come
That
true.
crazy lady that owns
Talk
3 Mono Gold
1065
Bars.
Outdoors.
That's not the thing in this restaurant I can do.
FM Talk 1065.
Then why do you own it?
Weather Authority and
I wanted to bring one to my hometown. That's all wonderful. But you don't, your hometown is totally, this is Mobile. Yeah, they railroaded me into buying these three instead of opening the one.
So what was the restaurant?
Whiskey Bay Bar Grill.
Never heard of it.
They took over that Hooters over there.
Ah, that's that one.
And they're trying to be a bar and they're trying to be a restaurant, and the girls behind the bar look like.
Hey, do you remember when we had the Mystics? Oh, yeah. And I remember when we had the Bay Bears.
Damn, now it's
Well,
the one
well,
that
it's
sticks
Sticky
over.
Finger or whatever it is.
When that
Sticky
monkey
Rooster.
attacked that lady.
But Sticky
Yeah.
Rooster,
Do you remember when there
Believe
wasn't
it
so
or
much
not,
traffic on the
that's a
Bayway?
clean bar.
No.
And
Remember when
there's
the
no
Dew Drop
smoking
hot
allowed
dog was
inside.
less than $1?
And
Of course.
he
I also
serves
remember when
food
you could
there.
get a newspaper every
And
day for
it's
50
smoking
cents.
allowed.
That's
Yeah.
pretty easy to remember since
And,
you still can. What are you talking about?
everybody
You don't
tells me
read the
that his,
newspaper anymore. Sure there is.
chili
Lagniappe
cheese,
Daily.
his chili,
It's online
his
at
Philadelphia
lagniappemobile.com, and they're breaking
chili
local
cheese
news all day long
is
every day.
wonderful.
The best part
They said it's
it's
just as
only
good as
30
the
cents a
Michael's,
day.
if not
So
better.
you read Lagniappe Daily?
Everybody makes the same.
Absolutely. There's tons of
They're all
local
using
news
the
there
same
every
steak,
day.
they're all
Where do you
using the
think I
same
heard
bread.
about the monkey?
He's got a different, he's got two different types. And I've been wanting to go every time we were gonna go last night, but it's hey, they got music, it's gonna be loud. So with LA Tavern, which is very clean, he has a person that all they do is go around, sweep up trash in the bar and keep both, all four bathrooms clean.
Take care of the mowing.
He goes in there with gloves, and,
All that basic
you know,
mowing
constantly
package.
going, yeah,
We
he's
add
constantly
lawn
going to the
health,
bathroom
weed
to
control,
keep it clean
fertilization,
and
but we
picking
really
up
add
trash,
the
walking around the
irrigation
bar. keep it
inspection,
clean.
which is kind
And
of
they
that
got
icing on the
security and,
cake.
and they'll walk
What the
ladies out
idea
there.
of is we've got an account
Yeah,
manager.
that's
being
the main thing that
times
calls
throughout the year,
American
but then we've got a lawn
restaurants
health
Michelin
professional that's gonna
stars.
make 7
They
applications
don't
throughout
have
the
a
year. And
full-time
then we add
bathroom
the
attendant.
extra eyes of an
Because
irrigation
Michelin
professional
doesn't
coming
tell
out
you what the
for
price
it.
is.
And
Every
with
year
those
it's
amount of
different.
eyes, we're gonna see
You may be a
problems, or we're gonna
3-star
see
this year,
improvements
change
in your
nothing. Next year,
landscape
you're a
that we
1-star.
make
Because they
suggestions
got
or
new
make
judges.
corrections and ultimately
And
give
they
you a
all
better
have their own
product and a better
criteria, but
service.
one of the
So
big ones with
everybody,
Americans is
listening goes,
our
okay,
bathrooms
I'd
are
like to
always
do
dirty.
that. How do they get in touch with you? Well, you can find us
There's not
online at
someone in there constantly
sextonlandscapes.com
maintaining.
or any of our social media outlets,
And in
Facebook,
Europe,
Instagram,
there
Twitter.
are.
The news, weather,
Also, the
traffic
Europeans
you
is
need.
racist against
The
Americans.
talk you want.
With
And the
these
sports
whooping
you
them and then
love,
having to
you
bail them
love.
out.
This is
Other
FM
Europeans.
Talk 1065. 1065. For more than a decade, Sip and Chew with Mike and Stu on FM Talk 1065.
You know, the thing with football season coming up,
Football season, I'm awake.
cooler weather.
Yep.
It is.
It'll be here by the final game of the year. We'll have cooler weather.
To
As
me,
soon as November hits.
listen to this song just brings gumbo memories to me. You know, I want something hearty like gumbo during the football season
Or chili.
or during the winter anyway. But we have that to look forward to.
Yep. The 2 days of winter that we get each year. It's just not fair that the worst weather in Mobile is what we have 6 months of.
Hey,
That snow was wonderful.
I'm sure you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I did. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
My dog enjoyed it.
Yeah. Luke didn't know what to
My
do.
paycheck didn't enjoy it. It affected a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, particularly with some of them already struggling like it is. December,
Well, when you're in one of the poorest states in the country,
yeah.
everybody's struggling most of the time.
You say that. Let me tell you something. And you make a great point.
Yep.
You make a great point. We got every state surrounding Alabama has some form of gambling. Some form of gambling.
Yep.
So now there's the hemp issue. You know, all people do in Alabama is cross over into other states and spend their money.
To get their freedom back. Because keep in mind, all of these laws banning these things are themselves unconstitutional.
Mhm.
This, the new THC law, incredibly unconstitutional. As soon as it gets in front of a federal judge, it's gone.
Well,
And the gambling stuff.
well, here's the thing. Whenever I go to Mississippi,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna buy my lottery tickets.
Yep.
probably gonna hang out with my friends at the casinos to spend some money there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend money, buying food and eating and lodging.
Yep.
Okay. I do that when I go to Florida. Certainly if I go to Georgia and Tennessee, I'm still gonna be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And going over to Louisiana,
Yeah.
do the same thing over there. So all you're doing is sending people, sending their dollars, Alabama dollars, which should be saved and spent in Alabama, to those states, bordering states.
That's exactly what
And
you're doing.
then we can't get a road paved hardly.
No.
Highway 90.
Yeah.
Highway 90 is
Do you know
horrible.
who is paying to make sure that we do that? The people in all those surrounding states just shoveling money at our legislation. Shoveling money.
Probably so.
Alabama, you know, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, but you always hear the term rhino.
Mhm.
Oh, Republican in name only. That's every Republican in Alabama. This is the biggest tax and spend state in the South. And it's all Republicans in the legislature. It has nothing to do with your party affiliation. If you're a crook, you're a crook.
But
Yeah.
we have a great deal of the tax money, revenue raised in the state comes from Mobile, Baldwin counties.
70% comes from Mobile and Baldwin County.
So
65 other counties make up the other 30%.
we have a great flavor here
Mhm.
in Mobile, Baldwin.
Yep. We got beaches and ports.
We have
We got
beaches and ports.
things people actually want to see.
Yeah. A long time back, was the 80s, they were talking about Mobile and Baldwin County seceding from
Mhm.
Alabama. And the Florida Panhandle at one time was treated like, for lack of any better term, redheaded stepchild. And they had talked about joining together.
And adding the Mississippi Gulf
And can
Coast.
you imagine if,
I
let's
don't
say,
have to imagine.
but Mississippi Gulf Coast, Alabama Gulf Coast, and the Florida Panhandle creating a new state, and it would be the American Riviera, and you could call it the Redneck Riviera if you want to.
Amashell.
And
That's what this region was called before Europeans got here.
and
Amashell.
and have gambling, casinos,
Whatever you want, because it's your state now.
yeah,
I
the
actually
beaches.
did a Delta Safari short on that very issue. What if the Mississippi Gulf Coast, Alabama Gulf Coast, and Panhandle of Florida seceded and formed their own state? And the AI goes through and says it would be a financial powerhouse, probably be the wealthiest state in the South.
Mhm.
It also brought up that Mississippi and Alabama would not go for it. And like people say, yeah, it's just like the South can never secede again. Yes, we can. Yes, we can secede from the state of Alabama. Those laws mean nothing once you decide to secede. If the United States has a law that says that Alabama cannot secede, it doesn't mean anything if we secede. What we're telling you is we quit your club, your rules don't apply to us anymore.
Right.
So yes, the Gulf Coast and the Panhandle can secede from those other three states anytime they want, because as soon as they decide to do it, the laws in those three states no longer apply. We're not part of you anymore.
Would certainly be the seafood.
Yeah.
The
And what you would
seafood
see
capital.
is Mississippi and Alabama, the remaining parts, would be the poorest places in America. Because without the Gulf Coast, the rest of that state, both of these states, don't produce enough of anything to survive. They would end up having to join Louisiana, join Tennessee, join Georgia, because it would crush their economies, which is why they're against it.
Mhm.
We are the ATM for the state of Alabama. And the rest of the state's just
The
sitting back
sugar
there,
daddy.
swilling down 90 lights, watching cable TV that
They're
everybody in Mobile and
We're
Baldwin
the
County pays
sugar
for.
daddy. We're the sugar daddy for Alabama.
Yep, exactly.
In Oregon, they're trying to secede from the west coast of Oregon, and they've even talked about joining Idaho
Mhm.
if they don't do that. So it does happen.
Yeah,
It does happen,
yeah.
and it can happen in this day and
Hey,
age.
Virginia and West Virginia used to just be Virginia.
I just think
There
the
used to
state of
just be one
Alabama.
state called Carolina.
I think the state of Alabama, the rest of the state holds this area back.
Oh,
They do.
absolutely. Well, the BP money, settlement money,
Mhm.
was supposed to, one of the things it was allocated for was to build a new hurricane evacuation route from Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, to get people off of the coast quickly. That money was hijacked by the Love Gov, who said, no, that money doesn't belong to y'all. That money belongs to the rest of the state of Alabama. And they built a laser light show under a Birmingham interstate with the money that was meant to save lives.
Well, I look,
Yeah.
going to Lucedale, just
Right.
going to Lucedale. All right, they finally got, is it 158?
Yeah.
They finally got that open,
Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah.
There's still bridges. The bridge had brought people, you're going east out of Mississippi. That bridge sat there for like 50 years before it finally got used,
Mhm.
that Mississippi built.
Right.
And into Alabama, and then it went through Sims and, Wilmer. Now it goes to Saraland.
Right.
Goes straight to Saraland, and you could see the traffic flow that during tourist season, all those people coming from Missouri and Oklahoma, they back up at that light like a mile long, trying to get on I-65 to go to our beaches or
Right.
somebody's beaches. So there people are coming here.
Yeah.
I mean, but you still got like 4 bridges they still have to build to complete that road. State doesn't have any money.
Nope.
They're bickering with me over $760 of my income tax that they owe me. I never got my 2005 return.
Yeah.
They're struggling with money, yet they send all their residents to fellow states.
Yeah.
And it's not only for gambling, but when you're over there, you're going to spend money eating
Gas it up.
and
Because
gas
gas is
up.
cheaper.
Gas is cheap,
Gas cheaper in Mississippi.
a lot cheaper,
Why wouldn't
especially
you want to show
Goshen and
up while
Ocean
you're
Springs.
there? Yeah.
And Pat's Goodline.
Yeah.
Well, I'm over there, I'm gonna spend money.
And that comes back to what I talked about with the nappies and other awards.
Mhm.
You just keep voting for the same people. Don't ever vote for the same person twice. That should be a motto. Never vote for the same candidate twice.
Try something different.
Well,
Yep.
we should have learned with FDR. I mean, we had 4 terms.
Mhm.
Think about that for a moment.
Yeah. And he gets a lot of love in history books for bringing us out of the Great Depression. But economists have said all of that stuff that he did made the Depression last 11 years. It would have been over in a year and a half.
Yeah.
Would have been a recession for a year and a half. 3 years later, the economy would have been normal.
Well, because of FDR, that's why we have 4-year terms.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
And you can only be twice.
Yeah, for
We'll
president.
see how long that lasts.
We need to get it on the rest of the legislators. But like my brother pointed out one time, every single elected official has a term limit. Every one of them. It's up to the people to enforce how long they
That's
want
true.
it to be.
Do you want to
Every
keep putting that in?
nation gets the government it deserves. If you don't like this government, it's your fault.
Yeah.
It's my fault. It's Mike's fault. Steve's fault.
Ain't my fault.
Yeah, it's especially
I know
Mike's
who I
fault.
voted for and didn't vote for.
So, but,
I just think
yeah,
with the
quit voting for the same people over and over again.
Senate and but anyway, we're not a political show, but
Right.
we are a food show.
And we're
But-
talking about the nappies.
Not just the nappies, all
And
the
here's
other-
another thing. If there are a list of 10 nominees and you've only eaten at one, don't vote at all. You don't know what the best chicken enchilada in Mobile is. If you've only eaten chicken enchiladas at one restaurant, you're not qualified to vote. Stop it. But those things are not about finding the best. They're about generating buzz, getting people to get magazines,
I was
get
about to
people
say,
to.
Yeah, this is a popularity.
Yeah, there's
contest.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
That's-
it
that's
is
nothing wrong with
an,
that.
well, it's
But what is the
disingenuous.
best? What is the best? That's just what you
Right,
consider the
exactly.
best. This may not be what I consider the
Yeah.
best.
And I can
It's
tell
all
you,
a matter of opinion.
most of the nappy winners restaurant wise, I disagree with
Mhm.
because I've actually tried other places and I'm like, this place does this better than anyone on this list,
Mhm.
but nobody goes to that place. And therefore, none of those get you don't ever get an accurate representation.
Mhm.
If it's a popularity contest, then you don't know who the best is.
And we're not
Right.
putting down any magazine.
Right. Because it's a common thing. Nashville scene
It's
used to do.
fun. It's fun, and it's fun to be
Now, the way the
nominated.
Nashville scene handled it was great because it was best restaurant bathroom to avoid, which was always the good Gold Rush on Ellison Place. And I can tell you, You want to put galoshes on before you walk it.
Well, you know, it's the one in Mobile always continues to win. It always has. It's Haley's, and they wear it proudly.
Yeah. But I love the way
Haven't
the
been in
Nashville,
Haley's in years.
and it was best this to avoid. Best thing to not ever eat it.
What not will you have? Or what, how's that look? Remember that?
I don't know. We're going to stay on that with 251-343-0106.
Oh, you got it right this time.
Yeah. My phone number is a little too close to this number.
Yeah.
And I've given it to guests before. And I'm sitting here and we're waiting on the guests and my phone's like, no. And I've had to pop out. I gave you my phone number. Here, write this.
Yeah.
This the Mobile Chambers Business
So
Expo
I've done it,
presented
you
by
know,
Southern Few Media.
calling
It's
for
the area's
TSR or
largest
Southern
business-to-business
Fairways or
trade
whatever,
show.
and being a
Visit
guest
more
and
than
all.
200 companies
Just
in one
automatically
location at
rattle
the
off
Mobile
mine, and they're
Convention
going,
Center,
"I don't sound
Thursday,
like
August
I do."
14th from 10 a.m. to 3
Right.
p.m. Get tickets for only $5 at the door with your business card, or swing by the chamber or 51 Government Street for a free pass. Be seen, be known, be at the Business Expo.
That's bragging
Do you
rights.
think
That's really
you're
what
a
the
good
Yankees
boss?
are all about. It's just bragging
Would you
rights.
like to be better?
And it's an
Like
excuse
Kim
once you
Marston
go
knows
down to
what's
the
working.
singer and
I'll
get
tell you
stupid
more.
drunk.
Because
Right
I can
after
tell you,
this.
when I was at Lucky, Callahan's Old Butch's had a better burger than me.
This is Frankie Little, owner of
But
I
no
went
one
down to the
that
Nappies
voted
this
in the
year.
Nappies had ever bid in
Pure
Lucky.
Life Investments agent.
It's the same people that
Recently
voted in
completed
Nappies
the
every
generational
year.
insights
And they
communication
all live
academy,
on that side
and
of
it
the
changed how I lead my team.
We West
and connect
Mobilians
with
ain't got time
clients.
for that.
If you want to level up your
You gotta
leadership and
go,
communication
you know,
skills,
watch.
check out the academy at
Well, they got to hit the Hobby Lobby,
cammarston.com/GICA.
Chick-fil-A,
It's
you
a
know.
career changer.
Hobby Lobby's owned by the Baptist Church, man. They good people.
I think if I asked most people if they had a good
Oh,
boss,
it's the
they'd probably
last
say
thing.
no.
Yep.
But while few
But
people are
that's all.
gifted with natural
Yep.
leadership skills, they can still be good bosses. Here's 4 ideas. Number 1, be self-reflective. Scrutinize your performance as much as you
Yeah,
do
I'm starting
others.
to lose my
Lead by
camouflage.
example. Number 2, build trust. Invest time in getting to
I don't
know
know how
your
you're
team
finding
members
this
and
stuff.
share yourself as well. Number 3, delegate. When you trust employees with
I
responsibilities,
did
you
find
empower them.
having
Help them
everything
develop
in my house
professional
camo or black
communicate.
does
Make
create
time
a
for
problem.
those
Oh, I'm
regular
sure.
employee check-ins many bosses avoid.
When I
If you
got a
look
new
for what's
phone
working
case, I
on
was
your
going to
favorite
get like a
podcast
bright
tab
blue one
and
or
find
something.
my book, What Works,
There was
at
a
KimMarston.com.
bathroom with the big lots set up. Laid my phone down on top of the toilet paper dispenser.
For spending
And it's
less
black, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't even see it.
or finding new
'Cause I ended up leaving without it. I went
Hey,
home. Where's my phone? I went, oh, last time I had it,
point B.
set it down. When I went to the bathroom, the big lots went up there.
Whatever drives
I'm
you.
looking all over the
There's no
bathroom and I
electric
don't see it.
vehicle
And it's
that
sitting
requires
right on
less
top of it.
maintenance
It's the same
and
kind
travels
of plastic.
300 miles on
And I
one
kind of
charge.
did like that and caught a glare. And I
Learn
went,
more at
there it is.
driveelectricalabama.com.
No one else had noticed it either. That's why it was still there.
And this station. Hello again, friends. I'm Randy Bergen, inviting you to join
Oh,
me,
hey,
Coach
we got
Rick Cleveland,
Scott.
and Coach Mark Glassberg for the Thompson Tractors Prep Sports Report. We'll be coming to you live from the
We ain't
East
comment?
Toyota Hyundai Studios for 2 hours
Oh,
beginning at 8 a.m. every
You had
Saturday
at
morning.
least one
We'll
comment
visit
over
with
there.
coaches, athletes,
Bert.
administrators, and more as we'll keep you up to date on all things prep along the Gulf Coast and the state of Alabama. Wake up with the Prep Sports Report team this Saturday morning starting at 8 a.m. right here on FM Talk 106.5. They are the dynamic duo of dining. Sip and chew with Mike and Stu. Call 343-0106. Now back to Mike and Stu.
Hey, that's us.
Hey,
And we are back.
like a
And
belt for the bad onion.
what were we talking about?
We weren't.
Hey,
Hey,
we
vote
got
for somebody new. Vote for something new.
Always try something new. There you go. We got a caller. Let's see who's on the line.
Hello, Dynamic Duo.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble. What's up, man?
Hey, this is Trip Pittman. The last time I saw y'all was at the Fly Creek when I got outbid to try to have y'all host or prepare the meal for the.
Oh yeah,
How's it going, buddy?
that's been a while.
Going good. I was coming back to church and I was, trying to avoid politics, but listening to y'all talk about it, it sure makes it seem a lot easier than it really is, having spent 11 years in purgatory in Montgomery. So I thought I may, just for your little, as somebody told me one time, I can explain it to you, but I can't make you understand.
Right.
Some of your, your listeners, which like me probably feel y'all should have won the Nappy. Probably, I know y'all are sage and wise, but some of the revenue projections, South Alabama gets about 35-40% of the revenue, not 2/3, maybe 1/3 of the revenue comes from South Alabama. But there's a few places that pay. North Alabama's booming pretty well right now with all
Good. That northwest corner is supposed to be awesome. I haven't seen it yet with Muscle Shoals and all that. I really want to go.
Well, it is, and then the succeeding. Obviously, there's the problem with Medicare and Social Security that a lot of people wouldn't want to walk away from.
And birth certificates.
Yeah, right. But actually, statehood would have to happen at the national level, at the federal level.
Right.
You'd have chaos, and then the state level too. So
yeah,
and then regardless, you still have to you still have to fall under the federal laws. Probably not saying that's good or bad. I certainly think about the free state of Baldwin on occasion, but. I do appreciate y'all discussing politics, and you're right. They ought to at least maybe have a gold, silver, and bronze on the nappies to let you. They're different. Also rans and we're gonna win, place, and show or something. But there's y'all do great. And, thank y'all for being on the air and spreading the
thank you.
The good word and the food, the recommendations on the wine. Went to Little Bird last night for about the second or third time at Fairhope. That's a unique dining experience. There's a lot of great restaurants in Baldwin County. But actually, it was interesting. I had a guy last night that ate dinner with me, a friend of my nephew, and he's down on working on a construction job. And he said, "What's the best restaurants in Mobile?" And so I naturally was looking at my land app this morning, and I was going to tell him, and I said, but now I'm going to call y'all. So, besides the best radio show, Sip and Chew, what do y'all recommend is the best, 2 or 3 restaurants in Mobile? That way I'll know, because I don't go to Mobile anymore to eat. I stay in Baldwin County.
Traitor.
I used to. No, it's just, hey, that damn bayway that we shouldn't be building. It's an interstate, by the way.
Yeah.
And the idea that they're going to build a toll road, and then I told somebody, they're going to tear down the existing bayway. And they go, well, why would they do that? Because they don't want a free road. They want everybody to have to pay the toll, which is the stupidest thing in the world because we don't need to be tearing any roads down, right?
Yeah. For real.
But I digress. What are the best restaurants? Each of y'all has a big, lunch, dinner, breakfast. What would y'all recommend?
Fine dining downtown. Yeah, fine dining downtown. If they're just coming to town, I got to say Dolphins because of the view.
Okay.
But for more casual stuff, Roosters, great for Mexicans. Squid Ink.
Royal Scam.
Royal Scam, yeah, also great.
Noble
You don't have that view, but the food is phenomenal.
Yeah. The food's
Yeah, that's the view specifically for Dolphins. Not that Dolphins isn't a phenomenal restaurant, but if they've never been here, they've never seen anything. Well, they're not going to see more of Mobile than they can from Dolphins.
That's right, that's true.
Yeah, but Blind Mule for brunch.
There at Bob's, of course.
Yeah,
but,
Bob's Downtown Diner. Absolutely.
Italian, I'm going to say T. Marie. She's got a great steak and
pasta. Trip, you just talked about in the downtown area?
No, just, because I think he's actually living out on the Dolphins. He's out in West Mobile because that's where he's got an apartment while he's building a
Poor Babies. Poor Babies Wine Bar. Ooh, fantastic.
Amici on Cottage Hill.
Yeah, Rio is a great Mexican restaurant on Schillinger's, which is right next to Sushi 9, a great sushi bar on Schillinger's. Both of those are top notch. Yeah, and then what else we got out there, Mike? Cottage Hill Airport.
There's so many restaurants. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really grown up a lot, but those are real highlights for me. And the new place out, Cottage Hill DeMaze. Yeah, in the shopping center with the new Rouse's.
They're putting one in downtown Mobile, right where Southern National used to be. They're putting one in there.
And Trip, you don't even have to write this down. It's on our Facebook page. Just go to this broadcast and just go to the last 10 minutes of it and let him listen to it.
You can also do it on the podcast.
Yeah, podcast, YouTube.
I'm glad I redirected the end of this show to more pertinent facts of actually what y'all are supposed to be dealing with.
Yeah.
Where y'all are focused on, because you got out the information on the restaurants that may or may not have won, but also the website, the Facebook, and everything else. So thank y'all for that. Thank y'all for what you do. Keep up the good work and stay. I think it's great to talk politics, but I definitely would recommend you not ever get involved in politics.
No, we never will.
Like my dad used to say, I'm too honest to do it.
Well, and I'll say this: there are a lot of rhinos, but there are some very good people. I mean, they're hard to find.
Yeah.
It's a conflicted world, but there are very good people that serve. But the problem is that there's a lot of the advocates, the lobbyists, the special interests, everybody wants a fair advantage. They tend to have a lot of power through the not only the vote, but they provide a lot of the money for the campaign. So
exactly.
It is a screwed up system, but it is what it is. But it would be nice to be able to change it. And but y'all keep doing what y'all are doing, and thanks for all the wonderful recommendations.
Absolutely, Trip. You be careful driving, buddy.
You do too.
You know, there's a law about being on your phone at driving.
Well,
anyway,
good to hear from a man in the know.
There you go. There you go. Set the record straight.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So it's been an interesting show. But just so you'll know, right before we went on air, Mike goes, "So what are we going to talk about?" Well, we can do that.
You know.
Yeah, we figure it out while the music's going on every week. We put our due diligence in. There are times when there's stuff that happens during the week, like the tsunami in Hawaii, which affected some friends of ours.
Yeah.
Chase being from Hawaii and Hippie, that these things intersect. We usually stay away from politics unless it is directly related to what we're talking about. And sending tax dollars out of our state to restaurants in other states, that's right down our alley.
Well, you got restaurants that are struggling. You know, the ones that have been here a while, they know how to get through it. The newer restaurants that are, I say newer, less than 2 years old, they're struggling. They're having a hard time.
Because,
but sometimes it's their fault, how they're running their business. But it doesn't help when our state is pushing people to go to other states with their backwards ass laws here in this state, and since our what could be tax revenue to other states, and these people could be supporting restaurants here instead of supporting restaurants in other states, in neighboring states.
Right.
And I blame that on our politicians and our
because they're
people in Montgomery.
And none of those laws would stand up to a popular vote from the people. That's how you know they're wrong.
And you know what? I say more provolone. We need more provolone.
Yep.
Thanks,
Don't like juice.
Chicken, ice cream, fish. I like ice cream. What's this? This is juice. This is